elegantly. That is the focal point. Elegantly, the ability for you to be able to do whatever it is you're doing elegantly without, having to make the other person have to question, your being and everything. So that is what we're talking about. So being a female is a matter of birth. Just like being a male is a matter of birth too, gender. And also being a woman is a matter of age. Definitely you get to a certain age whereby you probably feel offended when people refer to you as a lady, like, am I your mate? It's a Nigerian thing and everything. But being a lady is now a matter of choice. If you want to earn that term a lady, then there has to be something more about you that would attract that particular term lady. Queen Elizabeth was a lady until her death. If you notice, most of the white ladies, when they are aging in a certain way, they start having this particular posture thing where they are all bent and everything. But up till a very old age, she was a lady, from the way she carries herself, to the way she works, to the way she comports, everything about her. She maintained proper poise. So being a lady is not about beauty. Neither is it about curves or the clothes you wear. For all I know, you can wear the most expensive clothes right now and still exhibit poor manners when you find yourself in some certain places. Believe me, I believe at one point in time, you've probably come across people or ladies whom, the accolade, the regard at which people give to them is really high up there. But the moment they display some certain character and everything, you're found wondering, but with all your standing and everything, how come? Like, why are we here? And such is what we are here to address, okay? It's about showing class, manners, and good breeding in whatsoever at all you do. Now, quickly, let's look at the difference between a woman and a lady. We are all women, but not all women are ladies. I've said that before. We are all women, but not all women are ladies. Now, just like there is a clear difference between a man and a gentleman, before a man can attract that term, gentle, before the word genteel can be added to a man's, entire embodiment, then there has to be something really unique that probably other men do not have. Yes or no? There has to be something more that will make a lady or anybody at all will see a man and, oh, that man is such a gentleman, the way he does his things, the way he goes about his business and everything. So that is what we're trying to do right now, that being a gentleman is so different from being a man, and just like being a woman is extremely different from being a lady. A lady is a woman of refined behavior and speech. So I'm here to talk to you about some etiquette and personal branding. So quickly, let's look at etiquette. At the Academy, we like to say etiquette is a set of rules for behaving correctly everywhere you find yourself, in any situation at all. Places we refer to as social situations are, for instance, churches, you go to parties, anywhere that is outside of your comfort zone, anywhere that is outside your home is a place we refer to as social situation. Now, the way you behave in all these places tells people or communicates to people the kind of class you belong to. Most times people are not quick to say, they might not say, but the certain things you're saying or the way you are behaving and everything, it says a lot about you as an individual that, okay, we already know the kind of class this one belongs. So people will probably want to, it's either it gravitate people to you or it makes them stay away from you. Okay, so we also like to say it is the science of life, that teaches us how to do all things correctly. All things correctly. In other words, if it is the science of life, that means there is probably the appropriate way on how to ascend the stairs and to get down from the stairs. There's an appropriate way to sit. There is an appropriate way to get into a car as a lady. There is an appropriate way at which you can navigate social situations gracefully. There is an appropriate way you should behave at the office. So you can tell that it is beyond just a subject. Etiquette, it is way deeper and it cannot be exhausted in some few minutes time. So the way you behave in a business setting is different from the way you behave in a social setting. There are quite a number of things that are different there. The way you address your boss or even your subordinate, or should we talk about the way you relate with your employees or those who are actually your teammates? How comfortable are they when they're around you? Are you the kind of person that win with them, or you are the kind of person that the moment your name is being mentioned, that, okay, I think so person will be square-heading this particular thing, they're already like, oh God, why does it have to be this person? What kind of personality do you exude when people, what kind of perception do people have of you? Excuse me. Etiquette is about the right way to comport, carry, and present yourself. The right ways to communicate, the way you treat others. Emphasis on the way you treat others. In fact, even in Luke 6 verse 31, it was stated here that, and as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. Respect, as we all know, I believe it's a saying that has gained ground, whereby respect is reciprocal. What you give out is what you get back. But if you're impolite to people, believing that they are beneath you, or they are not up to your standard, or maybe they are not up to your kind of class or your level or something, believe me, it's more like you're setting yourself up for disrepute at some point in time. Because when you give out disrespect so much, there's just about a little of what a person can take, right? And then it will equally come back to you in double portion, pressed down, and probably spilling over. Because that is what the person has have to endure with you for so long. And so, it just gets to a time whereby the person says, you know what, I'm done, no more. Okay, so please, let's ensure we treat people politely and kindly. Now, studies shows that a person becomes 10 times more attractive, not by their looks, definitely. Even beauty is very common now. You walk down the street, you're seeing about almost every lady that is passing by is beautiful. You can hardly see any ugly lady anymore. So that is equally very common. But you see, when we are talking about something that kind of make you have a striking personality, we are referring to the kindness you exude when you come in contact with people. We are referring to the love, the respect. Even to children, yes, you should be able to regard children with their own level of respect. The honesty, the loyalty, and everything you show. That is what we're talking about that makes you kind of more attractive to people. Now, quickly, let's look at the 8 steps to developing poise. 8 steps. Now, you see, we have up to 8 here, but of a truth, these points on their own, they are broad, and they are topics on their own that we can't even exhaust them today. So all I'll have to do is to scratch on the surface briefly. Okay, the first one is politeness. Politeness simply means being aware of and respecting the feelings of other people. Now, you already know that, okay, this person is my friend, and I know to an extent that he or she doesn't like some certain things being done to him. I should be able to respect the person's feeling and ensure that I do not cross boundary when it comes to that kind of thing. And the person will equally reciprocate in the same way. But in a situation whereby you abuse friendship, you believe, after all, is my friend, I should be able to do some certain things to the person. At the end of the day, what are friends for? Whatever. No, that is you crossing the line. You're not being respectful with your so-called friendship with that person. As a matter of fact, you're being abusive, okay? And that is not right. It is not appropriate. Another one is refined manners. When we talk about refinement, we're talking about your elegance, your poise, the things you do, how you carry yourself, and how you even make other people feel when they're around you. The things you say, how you communicate to people, even when you're upset. Are you the kind of person that make use of foul languages? You use the B word sparingly, the F word, the S word, those words that are rather derogatory to people. Are you that kind of a person? Speaking right and sounding right. Now, in English, there is something we refer to like, English is meant to be heard and to be understood at its hearing. We are not meant to, you shouldn't say a particular word that, okay, this is what's that popular word now? Okay, let's use the word oil, for instance. Now, we all know that the English pronunciation of O-I-L is oil, right? But we sometimes pronounce it, I wouldn't want to lay emphasis on any particular tribe right now, but sometimes, due to their mother tongue interference, they call it oil or something. Now, when it comes to British understanding of English, English is meant to be heard and to be understood at its hearing. The ability for you to dot your I's and cross your T's appropriately. That when you say something, everybody in the gathering got to understand that, okay, this is what this person is talking about. There are no dual meaning to whatsoever it is that you're saying. That is also part of it, because in a situation whereby you're speaking to people, but people are probably comprehending different things, then you cannot say there is effective communication. Now, dressing and overall image and your presence. There is a saying that the way you're dressed is the way you're addressed. It is not old school. When you are properly covered, when you are properly dressed, it is not old school. As a matter of fact, I don't think it can ever be outdated. When you, as a lady, you are dressed elegantly, you know, everywhere is well covered and everything, you step out, it naturally has this beauty to you. There is this extra confidence that you exude, that you can stand, you can talk to anybody. You are not judged by the first perception. The moment people see you, people are not already thinking, you know, all kinds of weird thoughts about you simply because of your appearance. And mind you, you might actually be someone who is extremely sweet. Your personality might be so sweet, but you are not given a second chance at that moment, simply because the moment they just see you, it's more like they've written you off. So your appearance, your image and everything says a lot about you. Hygiene, I shouldn't even be flogging that. We all know as ladies, we should take care of ourselves. Smell nice, look nice, not anything that is overly too much, but at least look presentable, such that you can go to anywhere at any time without you feeling very awkward or comfortable or feeling underdressed. Now, another one is self-esteem. I would always say something. As an individual, as a lady, you should always wear your self-confidence like an outfit. Anywhere you go, there should be something about you that is commanding. Now, I am not referring to domineering presence. That is far from me. But there should be something about you that, you know, when people see you, there is just this magnet about you that, you know, they want to know you. They want to, like, get to understand you better. When you speak, they want to listen. That is what yourself is simply about, the way you feel about yourself and how you carry yourself as you're going about your everyday duty. Posture. Now, we usually say posture is first of all for health before it is for poise. It is first of all for health before it is for poise. Now, the way you sit as a lady, believe me, when you sit down, even your sitting says a lot about you. The way you carry yourself, when you walk, when you are the kind of person that when you walk, you're all droopy, like your shoulder is all bent, you know, and that you look like the one that is carrying the entire weight of the world on your head. Then it says something about your personality. It's either you are blue, or you are just sad, or maybe you're not confident enough of yourself. Another one is the way you sit. Naturally, when you sit upright, your back is straight and everything, and you want to say something, people naturally sit up to want to listen to you, because there is a way you command that sitting, that when you want, they say, okay, this one knows what he or she is saying. Another one is table manners and dining skills. This particular one, honestly, is something I appeal to all ladies to actually equip themselves with, because you never can tell where you will be going, and you might be needing these skills. I usually say that it is better for you to have these skills and not need it than for you to need it and not know it. Believe me, opportunities get lost this way. Okay, now quickly treat everyone with politeness, even those who are rude to you, not because they are nice to you, but because you are. Because that is your own personality. You don't accord people a certain kind of feeling simply because this person is nice to me, let me also return the same. No. It is because that is who you are. And believe me, when you keep giving niceness or politeness back to a person, eventually you are creating a change in that person, because whoever is being unnecessarily evil or mean or nasty to you, eventually the person will go back to that. Why am I even like this? Like, what exactly is my problem? The person I'm giving all this negative vibe to is not even seeing me. Instead, the person keeps blossoming, and, you know, I'm just there hating unnecessary. Eventually, you will evoke a change in that person. Now, let's take an step in, even when it comes to spiritual graces. Esther, for instance. She is a lady with good manners. In as much as Mordecai brought her up well, you know, she was well brought up, you know, the manners were instilled in her and everything. But she is that lady that took extra, you know, it's more like what Yoruba people used to say, oh, you have been Tomotura Miko. For our Yoruba ladies in the house, I believe you understand that. And for a non-Yoruba speaking, it means, well, yes, you have been brought up in the right way, but you yourself, you went further in terms of refinement. You went further in ensuring that, okay, these things that have been imputed into me, I need to ensure sure I honor everything and I even multiply it in ways that it will suit me better. That was what she did. And I believe when eventually the trials and everything started, where the king had to pay, I'm not sure she's the most beautiful. No. The king will probably have seen some other people who are drop-dead gorgeous, or whichever way we used to refer to them. But believe me, there must have been something exceptional about Esther that made the king, find that to be fair. And that is what we're talking about. So the golden rule, treat others how you would like to be treated, still stands. Now, being polite, okay, I've said that. Now, we may not always notice politeness, but we usually notice rudeness or inconsiderate behavior. Do you believe that? For instance, when a person is all nice to you, if you know a person, the person is all nice to you, very good, calm, even you can sing encomium of the person. Oh, this particular lady, she's a birthday day. Perhaps the lady is having a bad day, or something happens, summer, and then there is a switch in the character. You go about, this person, so she's like this, you are like this, she's been pretending all this while, something like that. And that is how it is. When you are polite, people hardly notice. They just know, okay, this person is there in a way. But the moment you switch course and then you become impolite, believe me, it's gone. So which is why it's more like you're doing yourself a disservice when you are impolite, because at the end of the day, it doesn't add anything to you, but rather takes something away from you. So please, using your good manners everywhere is what differentiates a human being from other creatures. Yes, being civil, acting right, doing things the right way is what actually differentiates we human beings from other creatures. For instance, if I have a dog and while I'm right here talking and there's someone brings in my puppy, do you expect my puppy to actually, warm up to anybody he sees here, or it will back at the person? Please, I'm throwing it to the house, please. The puppy would definitely back at whoever it is it sees that he doesn't know. But to me, its owner, what will he do? It will probably see me happy, it will wiggle his tail and do things. Now, that is what I'm telling that when you are civil, when you are cultured, but if it were to be a human being, that you're expected to actually at least acknowledge people who are seated there in one way or the other. Oh, hello, good morning, please. Is anybody here? Can I please sit here? That is how we should behave with one another. It's just the only civility that differentiates us from other creatures. Now, how to be polite? Number one, greet. Greeting is one civil thing that here in Nigeria people greet. Travel abroad, people greet. Anywhere at all, good morning is good morning. Good afternoon is good afternoon. Good evening is good evening. It is one common thing that unites us as human beings together, as a common race. Greeting. There is no big deal that, okay, she saw me first. How come she didn't greet me? And why do I always have to be the first person to greet? Like, we don't need that. There are some things that we shouldn't even be bothered about anymore at this time because they are way too trivial. Greet, grunting, and some people, when you are even being greeted, they grunt in response. Good morning, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And then it goes. It shouldn't be. Greeting is a civil behavior, a cultural thing. A person tells you good morning. It's only natural and courtesy for you to respond back with the same, oh, good morning, not morning. The person greeting you is not like your child, or neither is the person like underneath or a subordinate, or even if you're paying the person's bill. Please, good morning should attract a good morning. How are you doing? It's that simple. Now, another one is talk to people nicely. Yes, the way you communicate with people now, even when you are hurt, when you are angry, please, it says a lot about your personality. I can never overemphasize that enough. Communicate with people nicely. Here in Nigeria now, in this trying time, people are going through a lot. It's either you're going through something or something is going through you. The idea is that one thing is going through the other. But the idea is that, please, so therefore, when you find yourself in the midst of having to communicate, even though it is in an upsetting behavior, please and please, just find a way to tone it down. Find a way to have an understanding of whatever it is. Then I believe it just makes things a lot more easier than for you to be angry. You got on the person's line, and then this person is angry because he's understanding the different thing. You too, you're angry. This person is not understanding, and then it goes back and forth. Another one is always use your please and thank you. We tell our children in our schools that they are the magic words. It just have a way of helping you to get things done easily. You do not, it's different from when you tell somebody, can you please help me with the bag? And Tumishe, my bag. Tumishe might have want to reach for the bag and then she will pause and look at the way this one is talking to me. Am I your help? But when you say, can you please help me with my bag? Tumisha has probably given you the bag mindlessly. The person is not even thinking twice about whatever it is you're doing before, and that is how it is. It doesn't reduce your worth as a lady or your prowess or it doesn't do anything. It just naturally shows that, okay, you are a civilized person. So you know how to, navigate your social skills in terms of these things. Another one is gossip. Okay, give compliment generously. Yes, give compliment. Please and please, let's always form the habit of when we find ourselves in the midst of other female companies, please and please, when you see somebody who is dressed, looking beautiful, and everything, and it suits your kind of thing, please, it's okay, 100% okay for you to walk. I love what you're wearing. It looks so beautiful on you. Please, that is how sometimes, that is how friendships are formed. You never can tell. But the moment you like that thing, but you're feeling like, I not tell her nice, now look and see if she's all that. And she's fine, Sha. But, there's just this unnecessary beef that you have. Please, females, we really need to do better. If you say something, please give the compliment generously. Do not hold anything back. Don't gossip. Okay, don't gossip. At this point, this is like a pandemic on its own. Do not gossip. Gossiping is not okay. Even as Christians, we know. It's different. Gossip is different from when you're genuinely concerned about a person's well-being or you're looking for ways that the person can actually upgrade or become better. Or that one is different. You're looking for a solution for the person. But gossip is that particular thing that the moment you involve in it and everything, you are very hush-hush about it. As a matter of fact, wherever it is you're discussing this, so you're probably giving the person a sign that, please, I'm just telling you, don't let anybody know. That kind of a thing. Please and please, it's not a very ladylike behavior. Now be punctual. You're meeting up with someone or someone is meeting up with you. You have agreed on a particular time. Please ensure that you are there. Do not keep the other person waiting. That is disrespectful to the person's time. Because you can't just assume that, okay, this person will always know. It's not right. You should be punctual and ensure that you're there. Listen when others talk. Don't be dismissive. When other people also have an opinion to give, please and please, by all means, listen to them. Rome was not built in a day. It's a collective, everybody's input in one way or the other that makes it possible. Knock on closed doors. Do not believe that, okay, after all, it's my friend's house or something, I can always barge in. No. You knock on a door, wait for you to receive a command before you go in. Don't assume that, okay, Shebi, I've knocked. The person knows that I'm, no, that's wrong. For all, you might be walking into the person doing something that is very, private to him or her. So it's really awkward. It's best for you to knock, wait for the command to come before you actually open. Stand up for elderly. We teach our children that, right? Wear a smile all the time. Smile is the best makeup you can have on. You can have all the, most expensive makeup things on your face, but if you have it with a skull or with a frown on your face, believe me, it doesn't enhance your face in any way. But even if you go natural, but you have this winning smile plastered on your face, most time, believe me, you win every time and you equally win with people. Avoid foul languages. Yes, I understand that we live in a society whereby it's hard for you to have to own your own, like for you to say, okay, I do not want to degrade so much and everything, but believe me, avoid foul language. It is a gutter behavior, permits me to use the word, and it's not poised at all. Stay away from curse words, the curse word like some certain word, the F word, the B words, the S words, and everything. There is nothing posh about it. Maybe you see people who just return the I just got back, and then they got back, and then when they talk with one sentence, they're cursing like about 5 times and everything, and you consider that to be, a very posh thing. Believe me, just like we have Ajegule here in Lagos, we have Ajegule over there too. So those people who come back and then they're using those curse words and everything, they have not been to the posh side. of the so-called abroad. So please, when you see such, we really need to sieve out some certain things that we learn from people. Another one is respect for everyone. Be kind with your words. Give credit to whom credit is due. If a person does something that you feel, okay, this thing is deserving of a credit, please be generous with that as well. Give it to the person. Be a polite team player. Keep your emotions under. Ladies shouldn't be heard when you are upset. Whatever you want to communicate politely, but at the same time firmly, whereby, there is just something about the way you articulate your words and your firmness. I'll tell the other person that this one is not joking, that this one is not joking and everything is going on well. Now, another one is don't be judgmental. Give people fair listening. Let them, first of all, listen to people, hear their own side of the story before you go about being judgmental. Give others benefits of the doubt. Now, some other ways at which you can think of things. Thank you. So some other ways at which you can refrain from impolite words. This usual one of, yeah. Oh, did you do that today? Yep. Where did you go? Were you able to meet up with the meeting? Yep. Yep, and everything. Please, we are not of the yep generation. It's either a yes or a no. Okay, or nope, or any curse word, and I do away with those words. They are not, there is nothing fancy about them. Words that are derogatory to a specific group of people are also not okay for you to use. Now, the charm words such as thank you, someone offer you something and you do not want it, it's okay for you to, politely tell them no thank you. Okay, not like I do not want. No, simply go by no thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I offended you that much. I'm so sorry. Please excuse me, pardon me. All those words are charm words. There is a reason why they have the coinage of charm words, because with them, believe me, you can get a lot of things easily done without anybody having to have you or bear grudges against you. Now, cultivating character. Just like I've said before, beauty is common, education is common. In fact, majority pray to God that God, please, let me be the favored child or something. But God does not favor somebody who is illy groomed. If you have God, the whatever it is, the grace and everything has been deposited to you already. But it's now up to you for you to amplify whatever it is God has given you. Now, if you have everything within your disposal for you to utilize and become great, but there is still something about it that pushes people away from you, then believe me, you still need to look inwards and work on yourself. God does not favor someone who lack that character. It doesn't work that way. It is success plus hard work combined together that actually does what? It is hard work plus discipline, rather, combined together that gives success. Not like you can microwave one and expect the result. It doesn't work that way. Now, another one is, I'll conclude on politeness. Good manners with everyone, including those who pay your bills. Those who pay their bill, yes. Do not feel that simply because you are the one paying somebody's bill or something, so it gives you the right for you to talk down on the person, for you to use some certain words on the person and everything. No. If you're going to be sincere with yourself, ask yourself, if you are the one talking to your own self this way, would you be happy? If you can be sincere with yourself and you answer that question genuinely, then I think you've won half of the battle. Okay? Manners open doors where education cannot. Little reason why you will see some people who are actually, they are not that qualified for a particular post, but somehow you notice that they keep ascending the particular position, and you're wondering, but this person is not even qualified. This person is underqualified. I am more qualified than the person. So how come this person keeps ascending this ladder and everything? It is because of something he or she has that you lack. It's that simple. There was a time when Harvard Research Institute came out with a result of a research that states that 85% of a man's success in life is attributed to his social skills, while the remaining 15% is to his technical skill. What that research simply means is that, for instance, yes, your so-called first class and everything that you badge from your institutions take you to the place of success. But what keeps you ascending that particular ladder? It has to be something more than your certificate. So I think that is something we really need to work on. And of course, Iwalewa. Now, refinement. Refinement. This part we are equally going to, we merge it with personal branding. Okay, refinement simply has to do with your poise, everything that has to do with your elegance and also refinement. Now, spitting on the floor. I believe we are posh here, and we do not have people who spit on the floor. No matter how irritant something can be, please, I hope you do not do that. Except, of course, for our pregnant ladies. But even that, I believe these days they are equally sensitive enough that they go about with their containers and they do their stuff there. Do you get? Now, don't call out to people in 3 bush ways. You know those 3 bush ways? Wuss. And of course, ace. I remember back then when I was still in secondary school, anytime you call any one of my friends with that ace, we naturally return back we give you a comeback of HIV. So you do not call people such names, and of course, we also do not give you that kind of comeback. So please do not call people in those ways. You know the person's name, and if the person is so far away from you, please and please do what? Is either you tell somebody who is closer to the person to tap the person and then call the person's attention to you. But on no account should you make use of such catcalling people or, AIDS woes. No, it's not refined. Now, don't laugh out so loud. You're laughing. We understand it's okay for you to have a good laugh. Just like I said from the beginning of this teaching that it's not for us to be stiff and to be superficial. Far from it. But the idea is that whatsoever it is we are doing, we enjoy doing it, and we are doing it in an elegant way. Now, nobody is saying you shouldn't laugh, but you see that laughter that comes with body slapping, and then you hit somebody so hard to the point that the person is angry, but because it was done in a much more relaxed atmosphere, the person will hold it, but it's more like, please, don't be that person. Don't do that, okay? Cover your mouth when you yawn and when you cough. It's either you go about with an handkerchief, or better still, if you're not with one, please and please always receive it into your elbow. Sneeze into your handkerchief and control the tempo. You shouldn't be so loud like, achoo, and then everybody's vibrating on their seat. No, you can as well, bring it down. Control the tempo while you're at it. Now, do not fart intentionally in public. Now, this one is another pandemic too. A situation whereby, like we are all gathered here now. See, there is absolutely nothing wrong in you excusing yourself to do that business. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it's part of what makes us human, right? And if such is not even happening to you, God forbid, you need to have yourself checked. So now, when you feel the need to release such, please and please excuse yourself to go do it. Don't do it in the midst of people and expect that nobody will know I'm the one. After all, everybody will be a suspect. It's not fair. People do not have to suffer having to breathe simply because of it. And you keep forgetting that there are some that are really noisy. You cannot reduce the tempo. If they want to make you, the victim, it will definitely vibrate and everybody will give you that look. Okay, so please, and of course, if it has to do with the one that probably while you're having a good laugh and then it escapes, please do not pretend as if you did not just do something. And because somebody beside you probably noticed that something just escaped from you, please apologize prestigiously and move on. It's that simple. Now, do not be caught chewing gum carelessly. Something about chewing gum is that naturally you might start well, but the moment you're chewing, you get carried away, and before you know it, the mouth goes. and everything. There is a way it actually makes you look. Believe me, if I were to have a picture and I snap you while you're doing that, you will hate me. I will become your number one enemy because you would not like the way you look. So please, it's either you chew it, you contain yourself while you're chewing it, you do not get too carried away, or you do not chew at all. Another one is hugging or playing with the opposite sex. Ladies who are posh ladies do not play carelessly with the opposite sex. If you want to hug, definitely you should know that you are not meant to give a full body hug to the opposite sex. It should be a side hug, or better still, just do a handshake. Just do a handshake, just to avoid any kind of misunderstanding that might come from that. Unrefined manners and social function. Wrapping meat in paper. You go to a social function, okay, you've had your fill, and then there is still an extra one. You feel like, this one, you must not pass me. So long as it has my name attached to it, I am the one they gave it to. So it's following, and then the next thing, you pick up your paper napkin, you wrap it, and then you're dumping it. Please, I believe we don't have such people here. Please, let's stop doing that, really. It's not okay. Fighting for food. Eat from home before you go to any social function. Sometimes the waiters get overwhelmed. And you will just find out that they keep taking the food to some certain people that they've served before and everything. It happens, and it's not entirely their fault and everything, because at parties, of course, everything is, quite busy. You're seeing everything in twos and everything. So please, it's best for you to do what? Eat from home and then before you go. So in case it doesn't happen the way you wish it, you're still okay, you're still satisfied, but you've enjoyed yourself there. Another one is Mrs. Collector packing things in the bag. Everything they share at the party, you must collect. By the reason that you are at the party, you feel you're entitled to collect every souvenir. Please, there's some souvenirs that you probably have in the house that you never even remember you collected. So please, it's not everything that you should feel entitled to. Pouring food in a nylon. The food is so surplus to the point that you feel, no, this one, since I'm here, this one, I'll collect my dinner. And if it remains, we'll warm it the next morning to eat and everything. All these things are Nigerian mentality. So we really need to stop them. Telling your children to eat before because you will not cook at home. You go to a party, and so you're expected that you eat your lunch and dinner there. And you even be telling the children, you must feel, well, I'm not cooking at home. Please and please, those are not nice. Okay, it's inappropriate. Bribing waiters. You are invited to a party. It is not your party. The person that is having a party probably, have accounted for this number of people. But you will now go. You will go and bribe the waiter specifically that you see that table, keep it flowing. At someone else's party. And you probably go there without even a gift and everything. Please. Those are inappropriate behaviors. Not taking a simple gift. Oh yes. Not taking a simple gift, but spending money on gala and makeup. Taking an uninvited guest without notifying the host. The person who is having a party probably has a contingency plan already. But you, taking another person there without the person's knowledge is like you're making things not go smoothly for the person according to how he or she has it planned. Chewing bones at parties. I do not need to say anything about that. Putting chewed bone on the table. The chewed bone should actually be on your plate. The one that doesn't have food in it, you don't put it on the table. Most parties come with tablecloths, cover and everything. So please, wow, my time is up. Can I get like 10 minutes? 5. Okay, let's see. Putting lipstick on the cup, you can always wipe it up with your handkerchief, scrapping the plate to shine, and the likes like that. The well spoken. Okay, now quickly, let's look at some words, some correction of one. Now, the place where majority of us call parlor, okay, parlor is called what? The sitting room that we all, but actually, there is no such thing as parlor. It is actually meant to be sitting room. Because that is where you sit down to receive visitors. Anytime you want to do anything, that is where you sit down to have whatever it is you want to do. So it's not equally a living room either, because you live in the entire house. It's not just in there that you live. So that place is a sitting room. The entire house is in a good living condition, not just the same. Now we use ma, good morning ma, well done ma, and everything. Please let it die a natural death here. It is madam, but the short form is ma'am. So when you go to formal places or anywhere at all, you go by, oh, good morning, ma'am, or good morning, ma'ams. Not simply because you can't keep going, good morning, madam, madam, madam. If there are so many madams, how many madams do you want to sound? So you simply shorten it by ma'am. A-M apostrophe A-M. Now, the word we use, oh, excuse me, please, where is the ladies? Or where is the toilet? Now, no matter how you push it up in pronounce, the fact that you even make use of the word toilet or ladies or whichever one it is, it has already put you in a certain class of people. Now, the appropriate word in a British use of English, there is an hierarchy of how these things should go. Now, you see the word bathroom and washroom, they fall in between the middle class downward. Now, the word loo actually top the list. Is either you make use of loo, you make use of bathroom, or you make use of washroom. Simply because when you do whatever business you went there to do, you usually wash up. You don't just leave. But when you make use of toilet, or toilet is actually the white bowl you sit on to do your business. So when you say you want to go to the toilet, it's like you saying you want to go into the toilet. Now, another one is ladies. Ladies, gents, or wherever. They are simply inscriptions written on the door for you to know the appropriate room to go into. That doesn't make it the name of the room. I don't know if you're getting me. So there is a difference. When I was coming back from church, I decided to branch. You are not a tree. You do not grow branches. You stop by. Oh, I stopped by at your place to pick up my textbook. Simple, not branch. That is what I meant by English is meant to be heard and to be understood at its hearing. Not for it to have some kind of different meaning attached to whereby people are confused. What is she talking about? Do you mean, and then there is a debate around what you're saying. Another one is fart. I believe we no longer use the word pollute. Somebody said recently, I learned that there is this one, they said, who broke the air? It is fart. Fart simply means fart. Burp and belch, they are correct, okay? But the only thing, like I said, etiquette is about elegance, it's about being posh, being poised in whatsoever you do. So we believe burp sound more better than belch. Oh, I just belched. Oh, I just burped. So that's why we stick to burp. Now, another one is when you use the word, this is a blunder that most adults commit. You go to a place, you're introduced to someone, and then the next thing oh, I'm Ayo. I'm Tommy, pleased to meet you. Some will go, pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. How sure are you that it is even pleasurable for you to meet that person in the first place? That's pleased to meet you should be the last thing you say to the person the moment you're exiting that very venue. Not the moment they are introducing the both of them and then you're already going pleasure. You are not sure if it's a pleasurable meeting yet. So it is until when you are done and then you're about to leave, oh, and Ayo, it was actually nice meeting you. And then you go. Are we following? Please, I'm almost through. So when you meet someone at a formal setting and then you shake hands with the person, you ask them, oh, good morning, how do you do? Please, I'm throwing this to the house. What's the response to that? How do you do? When a person asks you, how do you do? What do you say? You say what? You respond with how do you do to great, fantastic. In fact, that's it. I think I'm signing up with that. Okay, personal hygiene, I don't need to say anything about that. Exposing of cleavage, you don't go bare all back, you don't expose your thighs and all. Do not underdress. It's better for you to go to a place overdressed than for you to be underdressed. Because even the elegant people in the so-called British setting, they look elegant even when they are dressed down. They don't look like people who they just call to, come to a place and everything. Now, when a man gives you this compliment, oh, you look sexy, it is not a compliment. The word sexy is not a compliment. In fact, I believe it's derogatory to you as a lady. Because when you say sexy, it's because you're obviously having access to some certain parts of your body that should be covered up. So it's either there is something indecent about you, and they just have to use the very gutter language, sexy, and it's not nice, it's not poised at all. So please, even decent attracts palace, indecent attracts gutters. So even in the Bible, Genesis 41 verse 14 says, where Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and then when he got there, the Bible recorded that he did what? He shaved himself, changed his clothes, and before he went into the palace, meaning you cannot be expected to present yourself at some particular place, and at the end of the day, you're going there appearing like there is just something contrasting about your personality. No. You need to stand as the queen that you are, whereby it will be able, when they see you, they know that, okay, this person is who she says she is. Okay, now slim ladies get away with one or two things, but plus size ladies do not. Now, it's important for you to stay away from some overly armless clothes if you're on the larger side, bold patterns, use darker colors in bold areas and all the. Then underwear, let me quickly talk about underwear. Your bra strap, pants liners, tummy girdle, spandex, underskirt. Now we have an image. Okay. Now this under etiquette, we call it faux pas. It's a French word. Like, there is no way you look this way outside as a lady and you feel really cool about that. Then should we talk about the makeup too? Less is actually more. Less is more. It has always been like, it's always topping it. You can tell the overly artificial makeup and also, of course, the natural one. So these are examples of spandex, and when a lady is wearing the spandex, it kind of naturally puts everything together. It gives it a compact feel. And okay, so in conclusion, classy is when a woman has everything to flaunt but shows not to show it. So I'm going to leave you with this word. Please, whatsoever we do, let's ensure that, our elegance, the way we carry ourselves, our courage and everything about us is simply what top-notch. Just like diamonds, human beings, when polished and civil, they command great value. Thank you so much for having me once again. I appreciate my time with you. Sneezing. Well, there are sometimes when, if it comes like that, perhaps there is something that triggers it. It is, first of all, important for the person to identify what the trigger is. I, for one, I can get like that. Maybe when I'm cooking and then the pepper kind of gets into my nostrils and everything, I tend to sneeze a lot repeatedly. In fact, when I start, my husband was like, hey, this worm has started again, something like that. So when I do that, I already know that, okay, this is what triggers me. So I do my best as not to, or maybe have an handkerchief close by, or not to find myself in that kind of uncomfortable position. So anytime it starts like that, what I do is I immediately, receive it into my hanky until, it subsides. Then concerning how you can help her, I believe maybe perhaps you have to do some Google search, or probably if the person can see a doctor, if there is something else wrong with, maybe the airways or something, I don't know, there just have to be something. I don't think it's 100% normal for people to sneeze, that loud. I understand that it's an involuntary action, and when it comes, it's not as if it prepares you. It just comes, and sometimes, maybe the first one, but the second one, there is no way. You would always know when it's coming. So the moment it's coming, you should find a way to be able to, arrest it so that it doesn't become a very uncomfortable experience for the next person. Like we said, etiquette is about consideration. You need to be considerate of the next person beside you. You can't say simply because, well, that's how it comes, Jerry, there's nothing I can do about it. No, it's not right. If you're eating right now and someone is giving such loud sneezing beside you, I don't think you want to continue eating that food, even as a person. And concerning our temperament, well, there's a way you can, I don't know if you people are that close or it's just one of those acquaintance relationship. But if you're that close, I believe, you're never tired of your friends, right? There is a way you can fight with your friends and at the same time you still find a way to make up. We are never tired of our friend. You just find, if it's for you to tell her and then she gets angry or something, please tell her in love. And while you're doing that, ensure you have probably done some investigative research, maybe on ways at which it can help her to be able to, cushion the effects of the way it comes out, the tempo and everything, so that the person will know that you actually mean well. You're not saying it to, reduce a person or anything like that. So that's just, I don't know if that did justice to it.
Good afternoon. I want to ask, how do you tell your friend that has body odor or an mouth odor? How do you tell them in a classy way?
Okay. Now, this particular question, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm always shying away from it and everything. Okay, now, like I've said earlier, it's a very sensitive matter when it comes to, discussing the person's hygiene with everybody. No matter, even though the person, whoever it is that is giving off this foul smell, actually, they used to know that there is something off about them, but maybe they've probably tried everything, or they are just the kind of person that they don't care, so they are not bothered to actually go the extra mile to ensure they cushion this whole thing. So for you to be able to tell the person is quite sensitive and at the same time dicey. First of all, you need to maybe you should just find a way to bring about a story, I don't know, about another person that such happened to, and these were the consequences of such thing. And also, I don't know if this person is your friend. Genuinely, I think you should be able to. I mean, why are we going to be? Why are we friends with one another if we're unable to tell each other some certain hard truth that will probably slap each other, fight, yell, and at the same time, when that person is all by herself, and you're having a one-on-one with yourself, you will be able to, but this is not the first time this person, she's not the only one complaining of it. Some other persons too are having, so there is a way you can both maybe together, or maybe sometimes some people do it. It's something I've done before. When it was time for Valentine's, love exchange and everything, I just carefully, wrap some hygiene products and everything. I did not necessarily have to say anything, but I gave it to the person that these are things that I found that I feel. I just look for some, funny way and everything to give the person, praying and hoping that this person actually get the point. Do you get? But for some other person, you can also it's just you're looking out for the person. You don't mean harm. You can carefully tell the person that make the person feel relaxed, that you don't mean any harm or any exactly but you genuinely care. That is why you're calling her. And I mean, what are friends for if we cannot tell each other? You won't be comfortable if she goes to a place and then people are making reference to that person. So you can genuinely, I believe, if the person is wants to be 100% with herself too, she will see where it's coming from. Honestly, at the end of the day, the truth always wins every time. But if you did not say anything and at the end of the day, maybe the person goes out and keep getting embarrassed and everything, at the end of the day, you're not a good friend. But out of every other person, I'm more closer to you. Is there no way you would have carefully pointed this out to me? I don't know. At the end of the day, you get the knock instead of kudos that's supposed to come to you. So I believe, I don't know.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ma. So before we continue, please, if you have a question, can I just see your hand up? Okay, I know you have a question. 1, so 2, okay, 3. I just want to know if we can probably, if it's for etiquette, we ask at once and then our speaker gets to answer at once. Is it based on etiquette or we're going to ask Mommy Ajanaku? Is it based on etiquette? Please. Sister Mary, etiquette. Ma, etiquette? No. Okay. Ma, please, is it etiquette? Okay. So, please, can they go first and then we now speak to Mommy? All right. So, Ma, please. Yeah. Then after her, Sister Mary, please get ready. Etiquette. Okay. So, thank you. Quickly. Thank you so much, Ma'am.
Please, I want to ask, is snoring a bad habit? If yes, what's the way forward? Because some people have PhD that you cannot even manage a room with them.
Oh, no, please, no. Snoring is not, there is nothing unhealthy about snoring. As a matter of fact, even those who do not snore at all, when they get involved in some rigorous activity and maybe they're tired out, they're fagged out and everything, believe me, when they hit the bed, they snore. And such people, when they wake up and you tell them you were snoring so loud that I could not sleep, they would deny it because it's believed that they never snore. So how to catch those people, record them and everything. But back to what we are saying. No, snoring is 100% normal and everything. But I believe there is this thing. I've seen it online before. I don't know if it's available here in Nigeria. There is something they use to guard the nose, kind of, yes, whereby you just, I don't know, it does something. I think your nasal airways, whereby it just constricts it. Maybe it's as a result of you're not, the airflow is not flowing improper. That's what leads to the snoring. For those who have excessive snoring issue, that every night it's back to back, it's a back to back thing and everything. Something you can use, like a, I don't know what it's called, but there's something you use. It's like a nose guard or something. You insert it there, and you have a snore-free night throughout. So that's it. I don't know. Did that answer? Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, ma. So at once, thank you very much. The mic to Sister Mary. Yes, Sister Victoria.
Let me go first. Good afternoon, ma. So, anybody can answer the question. So, I'm the type of person, I would not say it's really an anger issue, but when I get angry or maybe someone pisses me off, I always have the response at the tip of my mouth. And most times, I always want to do away with that. Like, I don't want to talk at that moment, but I just find myself talking back at the person. So how can I cope that? Yeah.
Okay, ma. The second person should ask, then you answer at once. Yes. Thank you, ma.
So I have a friend that is used to cursing, and I don't know. I've tried telling him about it. Guy, I beg. As you're speaking, like it's entering me. Sometimes I can just do the same thing. The words he say, he can just see someone and he will curse the person for no reason, bad words, and even children. And also, I have friends that don't know how to use this word. Please, it's get me that thing. It's come here. I don't know how can I. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, ma. That's all. Yes, that's all.
Okay, the first person you said, naturally, it's not like you're an angry person, right? But you just always have this ready comeback for anybody that comes at you. You're ready to give the best of the buzz boost, you know, and everything. You trigger me, I give it back to you in equal measure. Okay, well, in as much as I would not 100% attribute that to anger, but to an extent, I think it still has, you know, its roots lined up with anger. And the number one thing is you should first of all, like I said earlier in one of the questions I was asked previously, that you should identify your trigger. If you have a friend anything that comes out from that person's mouth is always, you know, it triggers you, it arouses something really, you know, something that it causes you to become somebody you do not want to be, or you're working towards not becoming that person, then I think you owe it to yourself to disassociate yourself from such person. It is not by force. If you have friends who cannot bring out the good side of you, they cannot bring out the positive side of you, then please stay away from that. Then you yourself as an individual, you need to make a conscious effort in deliberately working to become yourself. Before you say that thing, before you open your mouth to say that thing, think of how the other person perceives you to be. Think of how this thing I'm about to say, won't it hurt this person genuinely? Like, it's just like maybe a person is saying, you know, here in Africa, we hold everything this way. Like, we don't let go of things easily. Now, let's say the person probably hurts you in a certain way, and then you use maybe some bodily characteristic that the person is obviously not proud of to hit the person back and everything. Believe me, you've made an enemy from that person for life. And how many more do you want to keep, you know? Do you want to keep a statistic of enemies? So please, you yourself, you know what it is that you want to become. Before you open your mouth, first of all, think of how this response, you know, will make this other person feel. If somebody were to tell me this bad boss I'm about to give this person, won't I feel really hurt and everything? If you can genuinely answer that question, you can be truthful to yourself and genuinely answer that question, then I think you will always find a way, you know. There is a polite, majority of us watch these English movies now, all the sophisticated rich women, you know, and everything, whereby they might be killing you with words, but they're saying it with a smile on their face. Do you get? They are not naturally like going all loud and everything, but they will just make you understand one or two things. It doesn't have to be that kind of clap back that is outrightly derogatory to a person, but it's more like they are educating you while still, making you understand that, we don't have to go this route. I'm a bigger person here. I know my self-worth, so I'm not giving you back the same you're bringing here. I don't know if you get it. So that is how to queen in any situation, actually. Then the next person, a question. Yeah. A friend, yes. Your friend curses a lot and everything. Now, you as an individual, what have you actually tried? So, have you tried to help your friend, I don't know, is the person just catching cruise, like we popularly say, or like that is the person's everyday habit, like the person doesn't need, is it like something triggers the person, or that's just his own personality, that's his person, when he sees something, he just have to use the curse words and everything? That is his everyday, that is his personality and everything. Then such person will probably have issues socially, because naturally, if you're a person that you're constantly using all kinds of words on me, I don't think I want to be close to that kind of a person. You don't make friends. As a matter of, people stay away from you, because that's like kind of a bullying attitude. So you, now that you are the friend and everything, are you sure you have made a conscious effort to help the person come out of this, or make the person see reasons why this kind of lifestyle does not in any way, add to him, but instead it takes a lot from him? Have you tried that? Have you tried talking to people whom he is probably accountable for? Do you know those who are his mentor, those whom he look up to? Maybe there is a particular person who has achieved, who is widely achieved or highly learned, and he just somehow sparingly he talks about this particular person, this person, I respect that man and everything. Have you tried, maybe you should try talking to this person on his behalf, that these are dangerous, traits that it will probably, it won't make him like see the next stage in life if he continues in this. But maybe such people, if he's accountable to some people and they talk to him, if they stand to be people whom he respects a lot, perhaps it might just, and also you should probably consider reading more often, like, great books. Readers are leaders, that's what they say. Books on character development, books on personality and things like that. It will also help. I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay. Thank you very much.